Hi friend, I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to our Lash Biz Babes Experience 2026. This is a one-day all online event happening on May 2nd, and our theme for the year is going all in. We are shaking things up and doing it differently than anyone ever has before. This is going to be an all online event as usual, but it's going to be 100% a curated journey throughout your day as we guide you through the mindset, strategy, and passion needed to go all in on your business to make it your best year in business yet. All lash artists, estheticians, and beauty professionals are invited to join us. There will be guided sessions, interactive workshops, a panel discussion, and big giveaways happening throughout that whole day. And tickets are on sale now for only $199. Payment plans are available. Let's go all in on our businesses for 2026 together. All the details and the link for tickets are down in the show notes below. I would love to have you join us online in May.
Welcome to the Lash Biz Babes podcast. My name is Erica. I'm your host, and today's episode is a little bit of a surprise episode. I've got all kinds of guest episodes lined up, and I just felt like I wanted to do a solo episode. So that's what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and go for it. So today we're going to talk about the missing piece to booking clients on social media. Now, first and foremost, there's no right or wrong way to build your clientele. There's just what works for you. So you can build your clientele with word of mouth. You can build your clientele with social media. You can build your clientele with Google. You can build with just referrals. Like, there's so many different ways to get clients. And first and foremost, I just think it's super important to say that, you get to decide what works best for you and where you want to be showing up for your business and where you want to be working on getting clients for your business. Because if you don't like social media and you don't want to be using social media to attract clients, then that's okay. You're allowed to pick a different method and do what is most aligned for you. Or for me, when I moved and I needed to restart my clientele, everywhere I turned, everyone was saying word of mouth, referrals, word of mouth. And it was so frustrating for me because I'm like, I don't know anyone. How am I supposed to get even the first initial few clients in if I don't know anybody? And so for me, that wasn't a method that felt aligned at the time. So I picked a different route. And I just want you to know that this is your permission slip. You get to decide what works best for you because it's your freaking business. And that's the beauty of running your own business, is that you get to decide how you do things. And whether there's better ways to do it out there or more effective ways to do it out there, that is yet to be determined. But you still get to decide what works best for you and what feels most aligned for you and what feels good for you, because especially when it comes to marketing your business and attracting new clients, you want it to feel aligned and you want it to feel good and you want it to feel fun for you, because if it doesn't, then it feels heavy and like something that you don't want to do. So you're going to avoid executing on it. So that's super important. Find the way that's going to work the best for you. And always remember that you can switch it up later on. You can always tweak your strategy. You can always fine tune it. You can always add a different piece to it later on or take away a piece from it. Like if you start with word of mouth and then you decide you want to add some social media in there, or if you start with social media and you decide it's just not the boat for you and you jump ships, then that's okay. You get to do what works best for you. I'm telling you that right now. So there's my little tangent. I wasn't even planning on saying any of that, but I feel like it's important and it needs to be said. So let's start with that. But if you want to use social media to grow your clientele, because I feel like in the industry, there's this really big push of ew, Instagram, ew, social media. And I think it triggers me a little bit. I take a little bit of offense to it just because I love social media personally. And also it's what I use to build my clientele mainly. I had other methods as well. After I started getting clients in, I was able to start getting some word of mouth going and some referrals going, which word of mouth referrals are great, and I'm not saying anything bad about it, but it was frustrating for me to be told word of mouth when I didn't know anyone back in the day. But, once I got some clients in, I was able to start doing word of mouth. I picked up more steam on Google. Like, I had different methods of bringing in clients and attracting clients. However, social media and Instagram specifically has always been my number one, and it literally changed my life. So when I hear people like dogging on social media and being so freaking negative about it all the time, I'm just like, ew, like, and that's okay. Like, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and that's their lived experience. But my lived experience with social media is that it is a free platform that you can truly freaking change your life with. Like, the different kinds of things you can do with Instagram and TikTok and Reels these days literally changes people's lives. Like, I don't know if you guys use TikTok very much, but like, have seen, small businesses on there, or like singer-songwriters on there, like, who have just freaking, everything has changed for them because they used social media. And, coming along with that, like, social media, you still need boundaries around it. So there are healthy ways to be utilizing it and leveraging it. It's not something you're going to want to spend hours and hours on. It's not something where you're going to want to follow a bunch of people that make you feel like crap when you see their posts, or like make you feel like you're comparing yourself to them. Like, those are the kinds of accounts you want to mute or unfollow. So you still need boundaries around it, but social media can be a really great way to grow your business, and especially to grow it quickly, because today's day and age, like, social media is one of the number one places that clients go to look for service providers, and especially to go to ask for recommendations for service providers. Like, I had a friend who said, I don't know, like last month, she made a comment on my Instagram that was like, social media is essentially like today's modern word of mouth. And it's so freaking true. Like, there's so many people asking for recommendations on it, and so much to do with it. So there's my little tangent on social media. Even if you don't feel like social media is for you, if you don't feel aligned with it, I still would very highly recommend at least having your business like has a good solid presence on like Facebook and Instagram. Specifically, those are the main two. Like, Facebook, Instagram, and Google My Business have always been my top three. So Instagram's always been my number one, followed by Google, then Facebook. So I always recommend at least having a presence on those top three platforms, because those are where clients are mainly looking for you at. So whether you're actively using them or not, if someone is recommending you, or if someone is searching for service providers in your area, they have the chance to, and like ability to, find you on those platforms still, get the information that they're looking for, get the information on how to book with you, or get your booking link and book an appointment. So at least make yourself a Facebook page that's well set up, at least make yourself an Instagram page that's well set up, like have that presence there, and then you can decide how active you want to be on that platform. Back to my main point. We're talking about, that was such like a 7-minute tangent. Anyway, the missing piece to booking clients on social media. So if social media is a place that you want to use to grow your clientele, there's a few different pieces that you need to make it happen. And the piece I see missing the most for solo beauty business owners, when it comes to social media and building our clientele on it, a lot of us think that we go into it with the notion that if you just keep posting and you just use location tags and hashtags, that the clients are just going to like find you and book an appointment with you, and all you have to do is keep posting and they'll just find you, right? I wish it was that easy. If it was that easy, truly, I think everyone would use social media to grow their clientele, but it's not the case. It takes a little bit more effort than that and a little more intentionality. And I see a lot of advice given, especially in Lash Facebook groups, like watch what advice you take out of those groups, because not all of it is very great sometimes. But, I see a lot of advice given to just keep promoting yourself, just keep posting, I think I saw one once that was like, post like 5 or 6 times a day and like 12 times on your story. And it was just like, that is literally going to put you on the train to burnout. And most people, if you're trying to keep up with that amount of post consistency, you're going to burn out in like a week or less because it's so much content that you need to create. So the thing about social media is being more intentional with how you're using it. Because if you're posting on social media and if you're staying consistent and you're doing all the things you know how to do to try and book more clients and you're not seeing clients booking, the problem isn't how often you're posting. The problem is that you need to grow your audience with local followers, because even if you have local followers, if you're not getting people booking, that means it's time to grow your audience. Or if you're newer, of course, if you have just started your page, you're in those beginning phases of business, then it's also time to grow your audience with local followers. And local followers is really the missing piece that a lot of us don't have, but 100% need if you want to use social media to build your clientele. Like, this is a non-negotiable piece. And some people think that building your local following is only for new businesses or those still in those beginning phases of business, but there are actually several other different scenarios where building your local following is going to be a solution for you to get social media working for you and to get like Instagram to be a client attraction machine for you. Because that's truly what I made Instagram into for me, a client attraction machine, and it's been amazing for me. So let's talk about the signs that it's time to grow your local following. So first and foremost, no matter what point you're at in your business, if you are posting on social media with the intent to book new clients and you're getting like crickets in return, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. If you are, just in general, you're getting little to no bookings from social media, then that can also be a really good time to grow your local following and you're not getting much traction or much results from it. If you were getting bookings online for a while, but the consistency has slowed down, or otherwise also known as you've tapped out your current audience. So, you got those bookings for a while, the consistency has slowed down. You've basically just your audience, if they haven't booked with you already, they are likely not going to book with you. But you're still planting those seeds. They could potentially book with you, but if you're slowing down with it, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. And then if you only have family and friends or other lash artists who follow you, of course that support is really great. But if they aren't people who are local to you who could potentially book an appointment, then that's not going to be beneficial for you. And that's why doing the follow for follow posts and stuff in Lash Facebook groups is not beneficial for you to grow your clientele. I don't care what anyone says. Other lash artists following you is not going to help you grow your clientele for a few different reasons. Essentially Instagram is showing your content the most to the kinds of people that it's the patterns of people that it sees following you. So if it sees that there's a lot of lash artists following you and it picks up on that, it's going to start showing your content to other lash artists because that's who it thinks is interested in your page. And obviously other lash artists who don't live anywhere near you are not going to be able to book an appointment with you. So it's not beneficial for you to have them in your audience. And plus, they just can't book an appointment with you because they're not local to you. So while having them like your posts and comment on your posts and support you, that empowerment piece, amazing. The piece of it where it's actually going to grow your business, not so great. So if you only have family or friends or other lash artists who follow you, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. And then if you are getting more interactions or more DMs from tweezer manufacturers or from spam comments, wanting you to make a logo with them, you get more interaction from them than you do from potential clients on social media, then it's time to grow your local following. And also, side note on that, if you are getting a lot of tweezer manufacturers and spam comments and interactions, it's likely the hashtags that you're using are too general, because they typically, their number one place they go and look for you at is in the hashtags that are hashtag classic lashes, hashtag eyelash extensions. Like, they're super general. There's millions of posts underneath of them. That's where they're looking for you at. That's why you're getting a lot of that spam. So if you are getting a lot of tweezing manufacturers and you are getting a lot of, those like logo spam comments, ditch those general hashtags and start using more location-based hashtags. I digress. The next scenario, if you get some bookings from social media here and there, but it's not consistent, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. If you're consistently showing up online, you're just not getting as many clients as you want to, then it's also going to be time to grow your local following. If you've recently switched services or added new services, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. That's where, like, if you have been doing just lashes and now you added like lash lifts or something, maybe other people in your area weren't interested in eyelash extensions necessarily, but they would be interested in lash lifts. So it would be a good time to grow your local following so that people in your area know you've added this new service or you've switched to a different service completely. Then the next one, if you've gotten into the education side of things, like you're going to be offering trainings in your area, and if you only have a following of potential service clients, then it's going to be time to grow your local following with students in your area. So what I mean by this is, like, when I started educating again last year, I started doing lash trainings again, most of my following were just like the general public in my area, not necessarily like licensed beauty professionals who could take a training from me. So that was another way I started growing my local following with potential students of like beauty professionals in my area. So if you're getting into the education side of things, it's a little bit different than the local potential clients, but it's like local potential students. So if that's you, it's time to grow your local potential student following. And then the next one, if you're always finding yourself posting open appointments on your stories and you're not able to fill those spots consistently or at all, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. And then even when you are fully booked, or if you're mostly fully booked, you eventually are going to have some open spots here and there. Like clients moving, clients going somewhere else, clients not getting lashes on anymore, whatever the case may be. If you are mostly fully booked, but you get open spots and you're not able to fill those empty spots when they do arise, then it's going to be time to grow your local following. If you offer beauty services that are not on as regular of a basis as lash extensions, so like lash clients, they come back every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's a really regularly occurring, they're coming back to you really frequently. Whereas if you're doing like spray tans or like, what else would be a good example, like hair or microblading, like they're not coming into you as often and you're having to have a bigger flow of new clients coming in. It's not just like lashes where you have clients and they come back recurring and you don't need to necessarily get new clients all the time. But if you offer other services where it's not as recurring, then it's probably always a good time to be growing your local following so that you can always be having a new flow of local potential clients seeing your services, and you can have that flow of potential clients to book with you regularly since you need more new clients. So if that's you, great time to grow your local following. Or if you just plain want to grow your beauty business faster, or you want to build your clientele faster, then that's also a really great time to be growing your local following. So if you can't already tell, a local following is really key to your success in building your clientele or building your your local student base using social media, because you don't need thousands or even hundreds of followers to build your clientele and have a thriving, successful beauty business. But you do need the right people following you. I've seen people with literally thousands, and I'm talking like double digits, thousands of followers, like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 followers, who were not able to build their clientele consistently because they didn't have the right people following them. They really struggled. Even though they had tons of followers, it wasn't the right people, so they really had a hard time. So get those vanity metrics out of your head. It's not about how many followers you have. It's about who your followers are. So it's really the quality of your followers, not the quantity. And if you are experiencing any one of these situations and you're ready to grow your local following, I have a post on my Instagram page that I put up this last week, that has a few tips on growing your local following. I'm going to pull it up on my computer while I'm talking so I can read it to you. And let's talk about a few tips for doing that. Okay, I just pulled it up. Sorry, I should have already had that up. So, tip number 1 to get seen by local potential clients is to, we kind of already talked about this one a little bit, ditch those generic hashtags. So if you're using hashtags like hashtag eyelash extensions, hashtag lashes, hashtag classic lashes, or any other really general hashtag, like I said, the only people who are going to find you there are spam accounts and tweezer manufacturers. So instead, I wouldn't even recommend using those hashtags. Like, they're really not doing anything for your business because there's literally millions of posts under these really general hashtags, and the odds of local potential clients who could actually book an appointment with you finding you under these general hashtags, literally slim to none. Not even slim, really. It's like a needle in a haystack situation. They're not going to find you under them. So, and they're not even really going to be looking for you under them because they are so general. So you instead want to use location-specific hashtags for your area. Add your city name, add your state name, add your county name, whatever. Make it locally based hashtags for your services. Number 2, when responding to Facebook recommendation posts, so like you are in local Facebook groups and you see people asking for recommendations for a lash artist or spray tan artist or a nail artist or a hair artist, like we see those all the time, right? And you also see that they get tons of responses back usually. Like, I feel like most of those posts get an average of at least like 20 responses back. So what you want to do when you're responding to Facebook recommendation posts is to always give clickable links to your website and your social media handles. You want to put both on there. Obviously, the website is where you want them to go so they can book the appointment with you. But when you also give them your social media handles, that gives them the opportunity to look at your social media and come follow you. And if they follow you from that, then they have the opportunity to consistently keep seeing your posts from there. So it's a really great way to get in front of local people and get them over to not just your website, but also to your social media pages. So even if they don't book an appointment right then and there, they could go follow you, and then potentially, like, you're planting that seed again, and they could potentially go book an appointment later on. And so, like I said, they get so many responses to these posts that they're not going to manually look all of them up. Like, if they get 20, 30, 40 responses back, do you really think they're going to look up 20 different businesses manually? No, they are not. I know I don't if I make a post like that. The first thing that they are going to do is look at the comments that have clickable links. So don't even just say, hey, my Instagram username is whatever your Instagram username is. Like, actually take the extra few seconds to type out the link for it. Give them a clickable link. So that way when they go look at the comments, it's super easy and convenient for them. And like I said, the first thing that they're going to do when they look at the comments is go through and look. Like, the first ones they're going to go look at are the ones that have clickable links, because it's easier for them. They're not having to go look up everyone one by one. And when you link your socials, they're more likely to follow you, and then they will continue to see your content. So that's not only a great way, leaving clickable links and leaving clickable links to your website and social media handles, not only a great way to get clients to book with you from those posts, but also to get people following you. And those posts are also really great because not only can the person who posted it see your response, but other people local to your area can also be reading these. So it's a really great way to get clients. That's the only way I actually would recommend on Facebook to try and get clients. I would not recommend like Facebook Marketplace or like posting in yard sale groups, because a lot of those people in there are looking for deals and tend to be like really, I'm like, what's a good word for it? I hate saying problematic clients, but I don't know. I mean, for lack of other words, like problematic clients. Just the ones that are super picky and show up late and like aren't serious. They just want a deal. Those kinds of things. You tend to get a lot of those from like Facebook Marketplace and like the yard sale sites, because they're looking for a deal and just not the greatest. But these Facebook recommendation posts, I've gotten a lot of really great clients from them before. Also, places like mom groups and things in your area can be a great place to get clients as well. It's more of those like community-based groups versus just like the deal seekers on yard sale pages. So, little Facebook tip in there for you too. Let's move on to tip number 3 for building your local following, getting seen online. So tip number 3 is to network with local beauty professionals. Now, if you listen to my episode with Carrie from Carrie Designs, we did talk about this one a little bit. But essentially what worked really well for me with this was to make friends with other local businesses who have a similar target audience as you. So obviously we're in the beauty industry. We want clients or our target audience is clients who are interested, or local people who are interested in beauty services, right? So what you can do is like, I know I traded my hair for lashes. And so then I would send clients to my hair girl, and my hair girl would send clients to me, because they were, my lashes, or like I was putting lashes on her, and then she's in a salon all day long in front of all kinds of different clients, not even just her own clients, but everyone else's clients too. So then if they asked about her lashes, she would send them to me. So that's a really great way you can trade services with, other local beauty service providers who maybe don't do the same services as you, but they're in the beauty industry. So they have that similar target audience as you. So you could trade services, but you could also just, network to the point where you're recommending clients to each other. I had a couple like that where like in my building that I booth rented out of, it wasn't really a booth rent actually. It was more like a salon suites setup in there. It was just like everyone rented their own room, and then you were your own business in it. There were a lot of Lash girls in the 2 units. Like there were 2 units next door to each other that were both like this. So there were a lot of Lash girls, but there was also like a microblading girl in there. So like I would send clients to the microblading girl. She'd send clients to me. She even came to me. So you can, network with these other local beauty pros who have that similar target audience as you, and then recommend clients to each other. That can be a really great way to get seen by local potential clients, and that one really works well with like word of mouth too, of course. And then also you can be sharing each other's posts online. So if you're networking with them, you're making friends with them, you can be sharing their stuff on your story, they can be sharing your stuff on your story, so that way you both benefit from exposure to each other's audiences. Now, this can also be done with other local businesses, whether they're in the beauty industry or not. If they have like an audience, like a local audience, local is the keyword there, a local audience that could potentially be interested in beauty services, then that can be another good thing to do. So there are our 3 tips for getting seen by local potential clients and growing your local following online. So that all being said, if you are ready, you've been listening to this, you're like, yeah, I need to work on this, I need to do this, and you're ready to grow your local following, get seen online by local potential clients, then I actually have a 2-week program. Now, if you're listening to this now, I'm posting this on Saturday, the 23rd of April. And that's going to matter because this program I have, this 2-week program called Audience Growth Accelerator, the live version of it kicks off on Monday, the 25th. So if you're listening before the 25th and you are ready to explode your local online following, then Audience Growth Accelerator is going to be a really great program for you. So this is specifically designed for solo beauty business owners. So anyone in the beauty industry, not just lash artists, but solo beauty business owners who are ready to get seen online by local potential clients, explode their local following so that they can get booked and get paid. And, truly this was the piece that changed a lot of things for me. Learning how to grow my audience, my local audience consistently is basically like one of the number one pieces that I credit like where my business is at today too, because it was so... it sparked so much momentum with building my clientele. And if you listen to my episode with Morgan from AGA Lashes, I talked about this, a little bit more on there, because she asked me, what would you say helped you, grow your clientele the most? And that, it was this, learning how to get local people following me, learning how to get in front of them online, literally changed the game for me. And so that's why I created Audience Growth Accelerator, because I know how hard it can be to navigate social media sometimes, and especially to grow your business and your clientele on social media. That was something I seriously struggled with the first few years of being solo. But once I tapped into this process of growing my audience, seriously, it changed so much for me. And so, let's talk about what it is a little bit. So inside of Audience Growth Accelerator, it's a 2-week live program. And inside of it, I teach you my 3-step method for, getting seen online, growing a local following. So that 3-step method, we talk about we master the process of optimizing your social media pages, then getting seen online by local potential clients, and then making connections with your following, because that connections piece is super important in sparking the momentum. So you get the local followers, the connections piece is where it's really going to make it a lot easier for you to turn those followers into full paying beauty clients. Because people value connection so much. We talked about this with, I talked about this with Cheryl from Untamed Artistry on this last week's episode. We talked about connection so much, and it's seriously a really important piece, and it's going to help you grow your clientele a lot faster than if you were to not leverage the power of connection. So whether you are a solo beauty service provider who's providing services to clients, or if you're an educator who wants to attract local students, then Audience Growth Accelerator is going to be a really great program for you to be getting seen by the right people who can benefit from your services or trainings that you offer. So here are some of the things that we don't learn inside of Audience Growth Accelerator. So we don't do ads, we don't do cold DMs, we don't spend hours and hours online, we don't do giveaways or engagement pods, and we're most definitely not doing burnout. Those are a lot of things that you can do. They're not necessarily all inherently bad things to do, but in my experience for myself and with students, they are a lot less effective and typically lead to burnout and not sustainable to keep up with long term. And they also just don't contribute to long-term consistent clientele growth. You're not going to be able to do a giveaway every time you need to get new clients in the door. It's just not sustainable to do. So we don't focus on any of those, but what we do That sounded funny. What we are doing and what we do learn inside of Audience Growth Accelerator is how to keep it simple with attracting clients on social media. We're going to simplify the heck out of your strategy so that you can spend 30 minutes or less a day online, and learn how to be genuine and, just truly care about people and grow your audience, with those clients or students who can really benefit from your services, because sales really is all about service. You are making their lives better, helping benefit their lives in exchange for compensation. That's really what sales are. They're service. They can really benefit from the services that you offer. You're adding value to their lives. So we want to grow your audience with those clients or students who can really benefit from you and what you have to offer, what you have to teach. And then inside of Audience Growth Accelerator, I teach you how to make social media work for you in a way that's going to feel good for you, and just teach you how to make friends online with local potential clients. That's really one of the biggest things about the program, and one of the biggest things that I did to grow my following, not even just grow my following, to grow my clientele so quickly. So I built my clientele in less than 6 months in a town where I didn't know anybody. And I mainly use social media, and my strategy overall really came down to making friends online with local potential clients. And it's not necessarily best friends, but making connections, making relationships, finding things in common with people, that kind of thing. And also inside of Audience Growth Accelerator, I'm going to teach you how to truly leverage the power of personal branding in a way that's going to make it really easy for you to turn Instagram followers into full paying, loyal beauty clients. So if you watched the attraction masterclass that I did on Instagram at all last week, you know that I'm a really big proponent of connection and leveraging it to quickly build your clientele and grow your beauty business. So inside of Audience Growth Accelerator, I teach you my tried and true 3-step method for attracting clients online and turning your following into a loyal clientele. So we've already touched on this just a little bit, but I'm going to repeat it again. So these 3 steps are: first, optimizing your social media pages, then getting seen by local potential clients, and then and growing your audience with local followers, and then finally making those connections with your audience and your following. So we want to optimize your social media pages so that when you do get seen by local potential clients, everything's there, and everything flows in a way that's going to make it really easy and convenient for them to book with you and, convert them into being a client, because your pages are so optimized. So that's why that's the first piece. Then obviously the getting seen part, we want to be showing up in the spaces that clients are looking for us, and, showing up in the spaces where they're hanging out online. So there's a couple, a dual thing to that. And then the connections piece, like we've been saying, this is the piece that really, truly helps you be able to turn those Instagram followers, or online followers into paying beauty clients. And truly, having both of those pieces, local followers and leveraging the power of connections, that's what really truly sparks the momentum and quickly building your clientele. So that all being said, if you're ready to shake things up and quickly grow your beauty business and explode your local following, I'm a master at helping you do these things. This is exactly what I can help you do. I'm a master at using social media to grow local following and helping you be able to do that, so that you can build your clientele, because this is exactly the pieces that I mastered to be able to help me build my clientele so quickly. And being able to grow a local following consistently, it changed my business, it changed my life, and it's really gotten me to where I'm at today and helped me gain a lot of confidence in the process too. Because it literally changes everything when you master that process of growing your following and turning them into paying clients. Because once you do master that process, you're never going to have to worry about where am I going to get my next client from? And lay in bed and stress about that at night. I've been in those shoes and it freaking sucks. I hate laying in bed stressing out. But once I mastered this, that was something that never really happened anymore because I didn't have to worry about where my next client was going to come from. Because you're going to have this dependable system that you can rely on consistently to be bringing you in clients without you having to spend a ton of time online. So you're able to spend less time online, more time with clients, more time making money, and ultimately more time doing the things that you love in life outside of your business, because we do not get into this business to spend all of our time marketing and spend all of our time with clients and doing all of these different things that we have to do as solo beauty business owners. We got into this business so that we can live life on our own terms and, have financial freedom and have time freedom. And so we need to set up our marketing that to actually allow us to have that financial freedom and that time freedom. And, having this repeatable process is what will help you be able to do that. Mastering this key piece of growing my local following, it's really, truly one of the biggest things that allowed me to start living life on my own terms, truly, because I could be more present with my kids if I'm not worried about how am I going to get another client. I'm not sitting there scrolling endlessly and ignoring my kids. I wouldn't ignore them anyway, but you know what I mean though? You're not going to be sitting there on your phone all day worrying about, okay, how can I get another client? Because you've got this reliable, dependent system of getting local followers, turning them into full-paying beauty clients. You've got this step-by-step process to get it done and have it be reliable and have it be something that you can trust and depend on. So if you're really truly ready to stop winging it on social media, and stop posting and praying and just hoping that it's going to work, or just posting and, hoping that a client's going to book. And if you're ready to explode your local following, then Audience Growth Accelerator is the place for you and the place that you need to be in. And if you are listening to this after the live version has already kicked off, there is an online version of it as well. So I am going to put all the links for this in the show notes that you can get the information for them. But if you are listening before the live version kicks off on Monday, April 25th, then I'm really excited. I would love to have you join us. I'm really, this is my favorite program that I run, and it's also the most popular program that I have, and for a really good reason, because it really works, and it helps you really simplify social media and be able to help you get more clients because you are getting more local followers. So if you are interested in Audience Growth Accelerator, I'm going to leave those links in the show notes. But other than that, there's my quick little solo episode. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will be back again with you next week for I'm recording some more guest episodes in the next few weeks, so I'm excited for those. I'll be back again next week. If you haven't subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button, and also freaking thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for listening and supporting this podcast, because I looked at the date today and realized that today marks the 2-month anniversary of when Lash Biz Babes officially launched. And oh my goodness, I'm just so freaking thankful. I'm so thankful. I was looking at the analytics for this, and we've gotten super close to 1,000 downloads in 12 different countries in just 2 months. And that freaking blows my mind. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you who have listened and liked the podcast and shared it and subscribed and tagged us on Instagram and, sent it to your friends to listen to. Just thank you. I'm really grateful for you. I'm really grateful to have you here, and I'm really excited to keep watching this grow and to keep celebrating all the little milestones and to keep growing our beauty businesses together. So thank you for being here. I love you very much, and I will see you, or be back again next week. Like, I guess I won't really see you. It's not a live video. Anyway, I'll be back again next week. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening.